meet you again. Chili con carne, chili con carne, chili con carne. Find between air and earth, both cold and wet, says Aristotle. Tomorrow's a new day. As I'm here standing with you, here standing with me.
Blackbird singing in a dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly.
Fisk på land, men den är härligt, ljuvligt skön så länge den pågår.
Hello and welcome. This is us here, the Real Group from Stockholm, from in our studio live, and we have here in the sofa, in the couch, Peder Karlsson, yes, Anders Eneroth, and myself, Carl Eneroth, and you will soon meet the Real Group. I would like to introduce what's going to happen here today, and in a little while you will actually meet the Real Group, the Real Group, the current Real Group, I should say. And they will sing a couple of songs, and then we will watch this new documentary, The Real Makeover. It's about half an hour, 36 minutes long. I'm extremely excited. And you get to chat with us and with the Real Group. We're not going to answer too much during the film because I think we'll be too busy watching it, actually. But you can actually chat with each other if you'd like. And then after that, you will hear a few more songs from the Real Group. And that's the plan, pretty much. But Peder, I think people want to hear a little bit about our history. Maybe they don't, but I do. Remind me.
Yeah, I need to remind myself. We started out 39 years ago in 1984 in Stockholm.
Correct.
Katarina, Anders, me, Margareta Bengtsson and Anders Hjelkeus. And we came from different musical backgrounds, and we also had different kinds of influences. I think Bobby McFerrin was a main inspiration source, and also other vocal groups, of course, and many different kinds of music, classical, jazz, pop and rock, and a lot of things that we wanted to try out. And we had fantastic opportunity to do that. We started early on with doing concerts in Sweden, and after a while it became an international career. And for me that career lasted 26 years, for you a little longer.
32.
And for Anders, 37 years or something. And during the pandemic it was very hard to maintain operations, and in that process Anders and Katarina insisted on bringing in 5 super fresh, young, super talents. And they did auditions with singers, and the result was a completely new lineup of the Real Group. And there are many people who have been in the group, lots of different people who have contributed in many different ways, and all of these people also represent what we call the Real Group. And thank you to all of you. Thank you to Carl Eneroth, who did the documentary that we are going to watch. Is there something you think I forgot?
I think you pretty much covered it all, actually. And we, Peter, me, and Katarina, and a lot of the ex-members of the Real Group are still active within the line of work that we do with the Real Group. It's a lot of coaching, a lot of conducting and composing for vocal ensembles and choirs all over the world.
We couldn't really leave the vocal
we
community.
Couldn't leave it.
It's actually impossible.
We couldn't leave the actual new members of the group alone either. So we're actually involving ourselves and being in a constant artistic dialogue with the new lineup of the Real Group. So I would like to just chat a little with Carl Eneroth, entering the scene. You have done 2 documentaries about the group, yeah.
Yeah, this is my second documentary. I've been following the Real Group now for 5 years, and it's so interesting to really come behind the scenes and see the creativity when it's all created, when it's not ready, the process of getting there. And I've been searching for many sort of aspects on that on a sort of in an open way, and it hasn't been really clear what I'm after, but once I got the material, there is a story that will unfold, and you will see that also today. It has been somewhat different characters between the different groups, but there's also common things that are in sort of underneath it all. And that is the sense of community, which is so strong, and there's also a very gentle feeling because the songs that we hear also have to resonate in the people who are actually conveying it and doing it. And that is, I think, a model for cooperation, really, which is intuitive, but also really a lot of hard work. So it's been a big pleasure to be here.
And it has been a pleasure to have you following us like a paparazzi photographer all over the years. A very, very kind paparazzi. So now you also you're actually also part of the technical team making this broadcast. So you need to get back to your camera. And we, without further ado, we would like to leave the stage to the Real Group, and here we are. These are the guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Is the mic on? I hope so. Anyway, we are the Real Group in the current setup, and we would like to sing a few songs for you before we watch the documentary. So let's start with a real classic. One of the first ones that we started rehearsing. And the song is called Words, written by Carl Eneroth.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Don't
Say it.
don't speak. Don't
Voices.
don't speak. Don't
Say it. Voices.
verbal communication.
Lips say it.
Voices.
Oral intercourse.
Words, a letter and a letter on a string will hold forever humanity. Spellbound words, possession of the beggar and the king. Everybody, every day, you and I, we all can say words, regarded as a complicated tool, created by man, implicated by mankind. Words, obsession of the genius and the fool. Everybody, every day, everywhere and every way. Oh, words, find them, you can use them, say them, you can hear them, write them, you can read them, love them, fear them. Words transmitted as perfected from the start, received by all, and we're sentenced to a life with words. Impression of the stupid and the smart. Everybody, every day, you and I, we all can say words. Inside your head can come alive, Astor said. So say loudly, modestly, or proudly. Words, expression by the living and the dead. Everybody, every day, everywhere and every way. Oh, words, find them, you can use them, say them, you can hear them, write them, you can read them, love them, fear them.
Whatever that is.
Thank you. We have a small audience here. That's nice. We want to sing one more song for you right now. We have a dog here.
Yeah.
This is
Say hi to
Milton.
Milton.
Yeah. Watch the coffee. Yeah. We have a Stevie Wonder tune for you. It's actually not our arrangement. It's an arrangement done by James Rose. And for you vocal group nerds, you know that James Rose is singing in a group called Accent. And they are crazy good. And we're really happy about this arrangement. So, here's You Haven't Done Nothing.
Do you want to sing, Milton?
One, two, three,
All right.
four.
But not amused by all the things you said that you do. So much concerned but not involved with decisions that are made by you. Oh, yeah. And we are sick and tired of hearing your songs, telling how you are gonna change right from wrong. 'Cause if you really wanna hear our views, you haven't done nothing. No, you haven't done nothing. Yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba. It's not too cool to be ridiculed, but you brought this up on yourself. Hey, the world is tired of pacifiers who want the truth and nothing else. Oh yeah, and we are sick and tired of hearing your song, telling how you are gonna change right from wrong. 'Cause if you really wanna hear our views, you haven't done nothing. No, you haven't done nothing. Yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba. Do-do-up. Oh, you haven't done nothing. Yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba. We would not care to wake up to the nightmare that's becoming real life. That's becoming real life. But when it's led a person's mind as cold as ice, yeah. Why do you keep on making us hear in your song, telling us how you are changing right from wrong? 'Cause if you really wanna hear our views, you haven't done nothing, nothing.
Yeah, you haven't done nothing, nothing.
You haven't done, you haven't done.
You haven't done nothing.
Hey, yeah. Do-do-up, do you, do-da, yeah. Do-do-up, do you, do-do, hey, yeah. Do-do-up, do you, do. All right, you guys at home, I want you to clap your hands and jam with us. Are you ready? Come on. Do-do-up, do you, do-da, yeah. You haven't done, you haven't done.
Whoa!
Hey, party, everybody!
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And it's time to watch the documentary now. We can see in the chat to the YouTube stream that people are already sharing. Anders Eneroth is sitting here taking notes. We will respond to your questions that you post in the chat after the documentary. And I think it's time to watching this film now. The Real Group Makeover by Carl Eneroth. Have fun.
I only want the world for Christmas, the blue-green forever turning world for Christmas, to restore, to repossess, please make it last. My fate is in your hands. Oh, give me, oh, give me, oh, give me a present for the future.
Efter 37 år, snart 38, så gör jag min sista här på Södra Teatern.
Men det är ju början på någonting annat.
Ja, det är det. Jag vänder blad.
Sjung hej, sjung hå. Sjung hej, sjung hå. Rich, kul, hejsan, Filip, hoppsan, bom, kul, rich, kul, hejsan, hopp,
Makalöst fint gäng som tar över rodret och som seglar vidare, ska jag säga, ut i världen. Det är ju med stolthet jag lämnar över.
snow's roasting on an open fire.
Klara Fornander! Tanken var väl att Katarina och jag skulle vara med nu under hösten. Det hade kanske egentligen varit mer självklart att sätta upp ett helt nytt gäng som drog igång från scratch. Men då tänkte vi att om vi är med under en julturné och repar en hel höst, så kommer en del av vår erfarenhet och det som vi har med oss i bagaget och smitta av sig på dem, och så kan de få välja vilka delar som de vill ta vidare och inte.
Allt det här som Anders har gjort och att få vara med när han tar sitt farväl av den delen av arbetet, även om han kommer fortsätta på alla möjliga sätt. Ja, men det är rörande faktiskt, för han har gjort så otroligt mycket för den här gruppen. Vi har alla naturligtvis vikt våra liv, men jag tror Anders har vikt lite mer. Men det gör ju också att det har funnits ett enormt driv i den här gruppen. Titta där! Spark. Tack, Chris.
Det har varit nervöst hela dagen faktiskt. Det känns som att mer står på spel. Man har större ansvar, liksom, kollektivt ansvar, men ändå mycket att hålla reda på i ens eget huvud också. Jag har spelat i jazzband mest de senaste åren, och då har man ändå ofta lite pauser medan musiken rullar på. Och man kan stå och vänta på någon som solar i 3 minuter och det är också en del av musiken. Här är vi igång varje sekund nästan. Och det är väldigt annorlunda liksom, från det jag har gjort senaste åren.
Vi spelar glatt och förnöjt på bas, fiol och flöjt.
Så nu känns det så här, ja, nu får vi komma igång med detta. Jag kollar att jag har allt. Yes. Vad var det?
Alltså sist jag har inte frågat dig, hur känns det nu inför...
Ja, det känns bra.
Det gör det.
Nu är det mer en oro så här, okej, har jag den här, har jag den där, är den laddad, har den batterier, har jag den här?
Ja, det
Ser det här bra
det
ut?
luktar ju vanilj...
Och tobak, eller?
Hur kommer det sig?
Det är för att jag har min skäggmousse på
I
mig.
håret?
I håret också. Exakt så. Ja, men jag tror att det kommer gå bra, faktiskt.
Det tror jag också.
Tack för det.
Tack för det.
Det är nervöst. Det är en fas i början när man ska lära känna varandra. Samtidigt som man ska öva in en repertoar på liksom nästan 2 timmar. Och det ska sitta så här. Och man har liksom den här tyngden på axlarna som sagt. Att man vill göra sitt bästa. Det blir press.
Det är ju inga popartister liksom, så det får ju inte vara för... Jag tycker det är fint att behålla det klassiska. Imorgon är en annan dag och då kan man ju läsa mer saker. Ja?
Inte 100 år. Det är ditt puder.
Det är pudret. La 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 la. Tänk.
Alltid inne i fickan.
Man fick åka med och hålla er städade. Hela tiden.
Hur bra skulle det inte gå för oss då?
Vad skönt. Skönt va? Vart man än går så är man avdammad. Hej på er!
Tack för all hjälp.
Jag tycker att det är jättekul för att det är ju något helt nytt för mig att få mixa liksom The Real Group och a cappella. Och så är det ju mycket nya medlemmar.
Men inga jäkla sockor. På Strandvägen här i Sollentuna.
En kväll och min mamma är i publiken. Hon är över 80. Då, när jag stod där för 38 år sedan på Mosebacke, då var ju hon yngre än vad jag är nu. Så det är ju lite svindlande. Men utan det här så går det åt skogen.
Då är det bananer. Du går först. Nej, du går först. Men var ska jag stå? Jag ska stå där. Gud vad bra. Nu kör vi. Nu går vi.
Eller jag gillar väldigt mycket vocalismusik, som är att man tar ett jazzsolo och lägger text på den. För då sjunger man ju liksom en bebop-fras fast med text, och det är väl någonstans mitt emellan en rap och en sångande. Ett exempel.
Ja.
Det kan vara om man tar typ Blues for Alice som går så sjunger man I saw you bebop and walking across the street with your big shoes to giant stuff that I gotta get that a lady so boom.
Att det blir en viss saknad alltså. Det blir ju ofta efter saker och ting som man har gjort i livet som man har älskat väldigt mycket. Och så upphör det. Man blir glad för att man får vara med hela tiden så länge. Men det blir alltid en sån här farväl situation i alla fall, när det väl är över. Det är inte så.
Katarina också, som har känt varandra sedan vi var 10-11. Det går ju ännu längre tillbaka liksom än gruppen.
Ja.
Så det är ju fantastiskt.
Ja, det var faktiskt kul.
Allra första konserterna vi gjorde, flera av dem var på Mosebacke etablissemang i Stockholm på Söder. Alltså, det var en liten jazzklubb sån där, som vi gick upp och körde några låtar. Och sen så nu är det kul, för nu kör ju vi våra sista konserter på just Södra Teatern. Så det är liksom bara några meter från där vi en gång stod som 21-åringar. Jag hade mitt popband på den tiden tillsammans med min brorsa, och i pausen där så gick vi upp och sjöng med Real Group som precis var nystartade. Innan vi ens hade haft våra egna konserter eller spelat in några skivor alls. Och scenen här Så jag minns ju första konserten vi hade uppe i Skinnskatteberg. Där fick vi sjunga några av de första låtarna igen som extra nummer. För vi hade inte planerat för extra nummer. Jag hade inga fler låtar. Det var då första skivan hade kommit som vi sålde ur bakluckan på någon gammal Volvo som vi hade åkt upp med. Ganska tidigt så lät det väldigt mycket som The Real Group.
Så får man se vad det är alla talar med varandra.
Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Ding, ding.
Blackbird fly, blackbird fly
Into the light.
Jag fick en kick av att kombinera mitt stora intresse för jazzmusik och pop också för den delen med min uppväxt inom körmusiken. Där är det oftast 40 personer i en kör och inte så stor självständighet. Så när vi då började med Real Group, vi var bara 5 och jag fick höra hur de här snygga jazzharmisarna klingade med våra röster. Då blev jag helt förälskad.
Ett liv för mig, ett liv med dig.
Snyggt!
I början var väl texterna väldigt mycket frågan om att de skulle vara svängiga och kanske roliga och sådär på något sätt. Och sen så blev de mer och mer betydelsefulla och bar budskap om viktiga frågor som vi alla kunde stå för. Och det har ju verkligen blivit mer och mer så att texterna hamnat i centrum, skulle jag vilja säga.
När vi går ner till stranden, sängvarma kroppar hoppar i sjön. Lyckan är gömd i stunden, vi fann den.
Sommarminnen år från år, skärgården oss skänker. Vasen med sin vildbukett i solens strålar blänker.
Båtarna kränger, låtarna svänger.
Gästerna gör sig snygga, krans i hår och varje år bor måsarna på vår brygga. Så trygga, solvarma smultron i din mun när vi går ner till stranden. Sängvarma kroppar hoppar i sjön, lyckan är gömd i stunden, vi fann den. Tusen öars paradis fylls av fåglars kvitter. En gitarr, spontana tal och små kusiners fnitter. I dur och i polska, visor och polska, gunga iväg på viken. Hylla livet, njut idag. Av vännerna och Let's spice it up, let's amplify it.
Se till att låta den människorösten och den enorma uttryckskraft som finns i den, att man har det i centrum för The Real Groups framtid. Alla kan identifiera sig med rösten. Den blir väldigt emotionell, den är textbärande, den är budskapsbärande.
The blue green forever turning world for Christmas. Nothing more.
Jag trodde inte att det skulle vara så här bra i gruppen. Personlighetsmässigt hur vi funkar så bra ihop. Och sen att vi dessutom faktiskt, får man få säga det, låter ganska bra ihop. Det båda gott för framtiden, känner jag. Så att jag är väldigt lugn. Jag är snarare så här, mer exalterad över vad vi kommer göra. Det gäller att vara så öppen och våga experimentera sig fram tills man bara hittar det liksom.
Kören eller The Real Group skulle kunna vara en metafor för hur en bra värld ser ut. Där man samarbetar och kommer överens om ett uttryck och ett mål som gagnar alla och inte bara ett fåtal.
Bethlehem did shepherds keep their flocks of lambs and feeding sheep, to whom God's angels did appear, which put the shepherds in great fear. For there you'll find this happy morn, a princely babe, sweet Jesus born.
Anders, nu skriver vi igenom nu på andra sidan. Hur känns det?
Jag är så glad för den här konserten och för vad den står för. Den står för det som jag har ägnat hela mitt yrkesverksamma liv åt. Hela mitt liv har jag ägnat åt den här enorma glädjen över att sjunga med andra människor och möta en publik. Nu ska jag titta på lite andra saker. Men det känns inte tomt, det känns bara så här. Vi måste göra det här arbetet ihop med de andra sångarna. Det spelar ingen roll hur bra du är. Utan det är det gemensamma jobbet som är det som ger utdelning. Helt klart.
Vi har pratat om att vi vill behålla liksom Real Group-soundet och vi vill bevara The Real Group. Men bara liksom lyfta det med det som vi känner att vi är extra bra på. Liksom.
Shit, det där! Okej, it's real!
Alltså nu, det är handkräm som är svetten, men jag är så kall.
Men det är perfekt, det betyder att you're alive. Du vet att det här kommer hända, det är igång. Kroppen preppar. Och det som komma skall.
Jag har ju flyttat från min sfär i Skåne och flyttat hit och släppt allt i princip. Lärarjobb och allt möjligt liksom. Så att det har ju varit en jätteomställning för mig att göra detta, men ingen tvekan om att jag skulle göra det. Alltså det kändes ju och känns fortfarande helt rätt.
Vi kommer lösa det.
Jag har verkligen hoppat med huvudet före, rakt in i detta och bara kastat mig ut liksom. Mest kollar lite frekvenser.
Men är det lite nerver nu i lite fjärilar i magen?
Ja,
eller?
det tycker jag. När vi soundcheckade så kändes det lite så. Hur ska det gå?
Orange foder i bröstfickan. På insidan av sin kavaj. Det är inte många märken som har det. Det är fint.
Det där händer ju.
Det är fint.
Men du är lite dressad för the occasion också, ser jag med din keps.
Med kepsen?
Nej, men den är glaskepsad.
Ja, väldigt plast, men... Man kan spegla sig.
Nu kommer sportfrågan.
Ja.
Hur känns det?
Någonstans är det väl panik, men jag tror jag har en inre duell där jag bara skjuter iväg de tankarna.
Jag ska kolla på den där bilden. Så att det blir samma på båda kvällar.
Det går liksom inte att sätta fingret på vad man blir bättre på, men alla blir bättre samtidigt på någonting. Den här magin bara kommer tydligare och tydligare för varje gång man repar.
Ja, du känner det?
Ja, och det är svårt att säga, men alla lyssnar på varandra så pass mycket att det måste vara därför. Man gör sådana på mikroanpassningar som ingen riktigt vet om vad det är de gör. Alla bara gör det. De lyssnar på varandra. Alla kan anpassa sig.
Det är nästan som en liksom reality-serie. De här 2 månaderna kastas in i en källare och sitter och repar 6 dagar i veckan. Det har ju varit superintensivt. Så vi kommer varandra väldigt nära nu.
Har du fixat det?
Ja.
Grymt!
Ja.
Vad mycket folk. De är ändå uppe på 3. Vi snackat om hur lång paus vi kör, men vi sätter väl upp alla setlist. Och sen så går vi upp och byter om så vi är redo. Klara, grymma du. Vi kan det här. Nu har vi kul. Ja.
Det här är min allra första Real Group-konsert jag går på. De har ju funnits. De har ju liksom funnits i 38 år. Jag har liksom aldrig gått och sett dem.
Du måste ha lite rött för att du ska...
Ja, precis.
Ja! Byxorna sitter som ett smäck. De är inte alls för stora över vaden.
Du går igenom låtarna nu för nästa gång, eller?
I huvudet?
Ja.
Ja, mellansnacket.
Anders har sagt att han tycker det är kul att vi orkar hålla på så länge. Vi kan liksom hålla på med ett par takter i bara så här, i 2 timmar och bara kämpa på och testa nya saker och sådär.
För att få in soundet så att det låter...
Bara för att liksom hitta varandra och hitta det vi vill åt och så.
Syftet är inte att det ska vara välrepeterat och perfekt, utan det är att när man har jobbat otroligt mycket ihop på någonting, då skapas det en frihet där man kan bara leka. Trots att det är ett ganska avancerat material. Och det gör ju det här gänget. De längtar ju ut på de här ytorna där helt plötsligt de sticker iväg och börjar ta risker och står där och tittar på varandra och skrattar när de sjunger liksom. Det är bara så här, yes. Man måste lägga ner väldigt mycket timmar tillsammans och investera i varandra. Man måste lita på varandra, man måste känna sig trygga med varandra och veta att man bär varandra genom. Om det nu skulle börja kännas lite skakigt, då måste man alla vara där och stötta och hjälpa, fixa till, och så man kommer tillbaka på banan och sen ut igen och flyga.
Nu börjar vi bli tajta och det ska bli kul att komma ut på turnén ihop och sådär. Vi har ju, Axel har ju skrivit ett arrangemang till den här konserten. Så redan idag så kommer det ju liksom vårt första bidrag till Real Group-repertoaren.
From Stockholm. So this is the Real Group, as you know, and we are doing a sound check in this beautiful building, Southern Theatre of Stockholm. That's Carl Eneroth. Hello. And over there is Sanna Molander, our amazing sound engineer, and this is Carl Eneroth. And this is me squatting.
Det är den tiden på året då jag tar en dusch. Baba ganoush.
Om maten på bordet säger jag inte usch, jag säger baba ganoush.
När den kommer genom skorstenen så får jag en rush, jag säger baba ganoush.
I år sitter vi Kalle och Piff och Push. Jag säger baba ganoush.
Åh, pappa, är det godaste jag vet, för den är krämig och inte särskilt fet. Jag säger pappa, är det godaste jag vet, för den är krämig och inte särskilt fet. Inte särskilt pappa, vad betyder det?
Det betyder pappa på arabiska.
Men vad fan betyder ganoush?
Hoppas det här kommer med. Man får säga att jag inte har
Fuskar.
Att jag inte ligger och latar mig någonstans.
Men du berättar nu, vad är det som vad har hänt under det här året då med hela...
Ja, sist vi var här var ju den här gruppen hade sin allra första konsert. Och det var ju i mars, mitten på mars. Och sen dess så har ju då de åkt runt hela Sverige faktiskt och ut i världen, Europa, och de har varit i Turkiet och Frankrike och Schweiz och så vidare. Jättespännande, ganska hektiskt. Säkert 50-60 spelningar.
70 har de räknat ut.
70 har de räknat ut, jäklar. Det är bra. Så att de har fått jobba. Och jag har hållit koll på distans. Att allting går bra. Och nu hjälper jag till med maten. Så att de får någonting att
Jag tycker det har skett en utveckling här i gruppen, eller?
Ja, jag är verkligen från gång till gång så det bara blir en fantastisk utveckling. Det är ju fint att sitta och titta på. Här kommer tallrikarna.
Ja, ska du också äta?
Jag ska också äta.
Sann Gud och människa sann, oss arma människor frälsa från synd och död han kan.
Det är varmt och fint och jättefin lid och det är bra balans mellan er och Klara, så det
Och det låter galet mycket bättre här när vi var här sist faktiskt. Så att jag har hänt grejer här med nya mixerbord och nya. Yes. Utgångspunkten är klart level up.
Hur känns det?
Grymt. Nu kör vi.
Vi har varit i norr, vi har varit i söder, vi har till och med varit i mitten. Men nu är vi äntligen tillbaka hemma. Vi är The Real Group och vi är väldigt tacksamma att ni är här. Ja, tack för det.
Hörni, ni vet väl att nu är det jul igen. Samling här vid granen, ta en sväng med mig. Det går så väldigt lätt, som ingenting. Du, det är lite och plingeliling. Jassa lilla bjällra och skapa juleswing.
Det är ju det mest unika året i mitt liv. Det har hänt så jävla mycket. Men det är en bonusfamilj. Man liksom umgåtts 24/7 och samtidigt som vi behöver jobba så jävla hårt som vi gör.
Alltid från Skaraborg.
Båda dina gav hon till en kiss som låtsas allt på Södermälarstan.
Framförallt jag hade otrolig scenskräck i gymnasiet och efter gymnasiet ett tag. Och innan The Real Group satt den i lite grann fortfarande. Så det är verkligen en tröskel man har behövt komma över. Men det är som att man bara mentalt ställde sig in på att jag måste göra det här. Och det gick ganska fort att komma över det.
Man kan bli lite urtvättad så, när man står på scen. Att det blir så ljust så att man tappar sina drag lite. Eller man får ljus från fel håll. Eller man ska säga. Så då vill man kanske förstärka lite så här kindben och skuggor i ansiktet. Så att de finns kvar.
Det var liksom... Jag bara, nu går det jättefort. Bam, dum, men om du börjar med... Precis.
Är det någon ny ledare?
Nej, absolut inte. Det har funkat jättebra på så vis att vi delar upp ledarskapet på repen. Alltså för att någon kan ibland behöva vara den som säger att nej, nu får vi faktiskt gå vidare. Vi behöver jobba på det här också. Eller nu får vi ta paus. Eller ja, nu sätter vi igång efter pausen. Och det ansvaret delar vi upp från rep till rep. Och i övrigt så, alltså, bara på soundchecks och så här så kommer alla med idéer på vad vi kan fila på. Vad vi kan testa och repa. Eller hur? Jag tycker att det är ganska demokratiskt. Ja, eller alla är liksom väldigt intresserade av att testa.
Har dynamiken förändrats i gruppen?
Mellan oss i gruppen menar du?
Ja.
Ja, men till det positiva. Alltså vi är väl mycket mer bekväma med varandra.
Du som är så vacker, ljuvlig och
har mer förståelse kanske. Också för varandra. Tror jag. Så det flyter på bättre.
Yeah.
Jag är en feelingmänniska. Så fort en tanke dyker upp i huvudet då måste jag säga det liksom. Men jag har blivit bättre på att jag behöver inte göra det. Jag ska försöka spara tanken här och ska vänta tills någon har pratat klart och sen.
Vi började som 5 sångare som sjöng som vi 5 brukar sjunga. Och för varje gång vi repade så blev våra vokaler något mer lika varandra när vi vill att de ska vara lika varandra. Och våra klanger blev något mer
matchande. Och det är lite grann som att vi har liksom jobbat på en skulptur. Fast man får bara jobba en åt gången.
Fortfarande oss själva på scenen. Vi vågar göra det ännu mer. Det är inte så att Johannes tänker hur var Anders på scenen, jag måste vara som honom. Utan det är så här, jag ska vara mig själv. Det känns verkligen som att vi alla har hittat och funnit våra platser och vågat vara oss själva till 100%. Och det är så himla skönt och det är kul. Och
man kan göra allt med det här instrumentet. Och jag tycker det är lite svårt att definiera, för det utvecklas också hela tiden. För att vi lägger ju alltid tanke och kärlek bakom det. Så det är en evigt utvecklande organism som är lite olika varje dag. Men den blir mer och mer uniform. Mer och mer öppen för vad vi 5 vill göra.
Is someone here? Hello, thank you for joining us. Lika magiskt som vanligt. Gud vad fint. Tack snälla Ack.
Thank you for
All right.
joining.
Thank you for joining. Bye. Good to see you.
how do you end this?
Hi there, and welcome back to the studio. This is really great. I'm just so thrilled to have finally watched this film about us. And it's also really great to see some of your comments in the chat, and we would like to comment on your comments and maybe answer a few questions. I see some of our friends out there. Eric Bossio from Italy, one of you, and I know I might see you in Vocalmente in Italy this summer. I don't know. There are so many people here. I'm trying to...
I'd like to say hello to Navad from Vocal Latinoamerica. We haven't met yet. Vocal Latinoamerica does a lot of fantastic things to spread music from Latin America to the rest of the world through a cappella. There are many Asians. There is also something called Vocal Asia, who we have also been collaborating with over the years. One of these asked, is the Real Group coming to Seoul? And yes, the Real Group comes to Seoul in October. Which day? Do you know that? They don't know that right now. And someone has beautiful things to say about a dog. Yeah.
Milton.
Milton is asleep now, and
His name is Milton.
And to the sound engineer, thank you for hearing.
We have so many friends. Hans Kassa from the Netherlands, Anne-Marie Homan, who are both of them working a lot with vocal music here in Europe. And I think Anne-Marie, you've hung with her quite a bit in Denmark, Peter, right?
Yes, Anne-Marie Homan is one of the people who started Single Singers, which is an initiative to have people who come to a festival without a group can sing together. We have a question here from Ben Everson. How do you keep your voices in good shape throughout touring, recording, and what? That's the first question. Who wants to respond? How do you keep your voices in good shape?
Rest. Eat well, rest, drink a lot of water, rest, rest. I don't know, yeah.
And do you actually succeed also in doing this?
That was always my problem.
We got this crazy humidifier masks now. They're great.
Yeah.
They look funny though, like
The three of us.
Darth Vader
The
style.
humidifier, right?
Yes, it's a great company. Check it out.
And when
Check it
then we have a question about what gear do you use for most concerts? Who wants to pick up on that? I think I can start, and then we can see if I say it correct, because it was many years ago. They use microphones, right? And then you have a little earplug. Instead of having speakers on the floor, they have, so they hear the monitor in and plug in the ear. And then you have what else?
Belt pack.
A belt pack, yes. So that what does that do? That gives you the signal back, right? And then there is a transmitter in the microphone also, so that you have wireless communication. You can walk around on stage.
And I think
being free.
one actually really important thing is the computer over there. Maybe you're updated with this, Axel. Why do you have a computer on stage?
Well, it is because in some songs we have loops, so we're actually recording what we're doing live and spitting it out during the song, as well as our very advanced state-of-the-art in-ear monitor system, which I understand what these 4 knobs do. I don't know what the rest of them does, but I think it sounds nice in my ears, at least. Someone told me. So we have a lot of that, and of course the most important thing for our sound, apart from us singing, is of course our wonderful sound technician.
She's too busy making the sound. So
Yeah, I'm getting back to this. I see we get comments from actually the whole world. We have some people who actually got up at 5 o'clock in California, and we have Cape Town popping into the conversation, and
Chicago area.
Yeah, Christopher Cole. He was one of the first people who took care of us when we started touring in the United States in the early 1990s, if I remember right.
Peter, have a seat.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
Yeah.
So you better might come in the camera.
It feels so natural just to be here.
No, but I mean, I think you guys have started to experience this over the years, over this year when you have been touring internationally a bit, that you actually have become members of some kind of a cappella family, right? Where did you go this year?
We went to 9 countries, I think. We started off in, what was it, like Denmark?
I think it was Denmark first. And then
So the Scandinavian countries, Norway, Denmark. We've been to Finland, Switzerland. What is that accent? I don't know. Austria. Germany, quite a lot. Turkey, yeah. Turkey.
Yeah.
France.
France.
Yes. And we got some comments now about going to Helsinki soon. Because that's in 2 weeks. Yeah.
And next week we're going to Canada. So, hello Vancouver, if you're there. We'll see you soon.
In the West Coast, right? Vancouver. Yeah. Edmonton.
I see here a question. Will be this summer Real Group Festival? Not this summer. We might get back to it in a year or 2. So stay tuned for the next Real Group Festival.
I think I feel 2025.
You feel 2025.
That's my feeling.
Okay.
Let's see how that will materialize.
That's a great question, though, because we love making those festivals, but it's a lot of work.
We did our first festival in 2008 in Västerås, Sweden, and then in Stockholm, Sweden, 2012 and 2022. So that's 10 years of gap. We should have a little bit less gap.
I know. We did one in Åland, in Mariehamn, och Kapella in 2015. Anyway. Yay.
Here is what's your more... Anders, Peder, Katarina, among your numerous songs, what's your most treasured piece of all times? Like, which song we like the most? I will say one song the first song that came up in my head is a song called Den lyssnande Maria. It's a song written by a guy who was famous for being a priest and a publisher and a murderer.
Yes.
Yeah, and a very versatile person. And he... this song is specifically said to be sung by one voice only. And Anders Eneroth wrote a totally fantastic 5-piece arrangement.
Breaking that.
Yeah, and it's I think we come from many traditions, but in that song particular, it was Swedish folk music, a lot, and jazz in that. Jazz and folk.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites as well.
It's so fascinating about this kind of group that you can do any music that you want.
Well, a quick answer to that. I think I probably one of the songs I really like from the Real Group repertoire is the one that I wrote for my kids called Friendship. Actually, it's difficult to pick one, but that's very dear to my heart. You haven't sung that yet. Maybe in the future you will do so. So, Katarina, what about you?
Well, I love Goethe. That's one of my favorite. Yeah. I love a few other songs as well, but that's really one that I keep coming back to.
Can I share something about that?
Sure.
I wrote the song also for my children, and we had it as our kind of breakfast jam. And then I did it with a singer from the Faroe Islands, and she was inspirational also for this song. And Katarina heard that concert and said, "I want to sing that song." And
you said this cannot be sung in a cappella situation.
I am aware that I said that. And then you came home to me with pen and paper and say, "Now you write an arrangement here while I sit here."
And it's going to be in 3 octaves because that's my favorite interval next to unison.
And also in that record that we did, you wanted us to sing loud.
Yes, that was a mission.
We had sung so many very quiet notes.
We had a question here about is there any chance of recreating Level 11, which was your collaboration with Rajaton in Finland? And we've obviously met the people now in the Real Group Festival this summer, which was really great. And we would love to get to know them more, and well, the 5 of us, and probably maybe do something in the future. But for now, we don't have anything planned. But maybe something you should know about is that Man Sound, who also commented here, a Ukrainian vocal group with 6 singers, they will actually do a project with us, similar to Level 11, but that's going to be in the fall.
Yeah, and Man Sound are actually a great male sextet from Ukraine are actually having a concert here in Stockholm tonight, so we're all going to enjoy that. So check them out if you haven't yet. I know that I have a friend in Japan, Shige. You're on the other side of the camera here. It's so good to see you. And me and Shige, we did a couple of workshops this summer and fall. That was one of them was actually both of them were about the song Words that you opened up with. The first one was how I wrote it, and the second one is how to rehearse it. So that I had really great online educational stuff together with Shige, who is the head of the Japanese A Cappella Association.
And so, do you know that I had a workshop with Shige today?
No, I didn't know that you had. So that's so cool. So.
And the Japanese and the vocal Japan.
So
thank you.
So domo arigato gozaimasu. So what else do we have here?
I'd like Ben Everson. It's so nice to see that you commented something that that we're trying to connect with the history of our group, but also looking forward. And I feel that is really something that is so much fun for us to be able to do that, and to feel that there is also this. I don't know. Seems like the new group, or the current Real Group, I should say, is also interested in that lineage, and it's really nice to hear. To get a comment on that from you too. And
how do you? Yeah, I'm curious to see how you will shape this group into your preference of what the Real Group should be.
Yeah.
That's the question. So you have some questions to pick from here.
To be continued, yes. Yeah, which is great.
We also had a question about, also from Ben Everson, if we are recording an album right now. So, are we?
I think we have plans. We've had plans for quite some time, but we had like a very busy year, I'd say.
Yeah.
Just getting to know each other and getting to know the repertoire and rehearse. It's been quite a lot, and also, of course, a lot of fun. And we started thinking about recording stuff quite early on, but haven't really had time yet. But we just talked about it today, so it's definitely in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And you guys, you saw there was a message from Mao Oshita as well. Yeah, that's so nice too. She's from Japan originally, but she actually moved to Sweden after she heard the Real Group, and now she lives here. So we're really happy to see that we can have that, or you can have that effect on people. And you met her several times, right?
Yes.
When was the last time you bumped into her?
Christmas concerts, I think, actually. Yeah.
For Christmas here or something like that. So that's cool. Maybe we shouldn't encourage all people to move to Sweden, though. But it would be lovely if you would. You know.
There was a question about the recording process. We have made records since there was analog tape. So we have done in many different ways.
The first one, we used pieces of tape on the floor to mark the mix of the album.
we had a stereo microphone and there was no mixing.
No.
So the mixing was done by moving a person.
Yes.
And for the last 20 years, we have done all the recordings except the live stuff we've done, of course, in this actual studio where we're right now. So this is both a rehearsal place, it's a recording studio, and we do all the mixing here. And now, today, it's actually the first time it's also a television broadcast studio, which is, a premiere for that.
Totally renovated. Yeah.
But I think an important decision we made, but that was a long time ago, like 30 years ago, was to have different arrangements for the live performance and for the recording. The first recordings we did, then we just sang the live arrangement in the studio. But then we started working with the studio as a creative platform, which is not a unique idea, but of course, I'm thinking about the Beatles. but no comparison.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But a lot of this music and the a cappella music is actually you expect the group to record their live arrangement, and we decided to not only do that, because in the live situation you have the direct communication with artists and public, which you don't have when you do the recording. So we decided to work with it in a different way, more like you do modern pop production, something like that.
I have a question for the Real Group. How did it feel to watch the documentary by Carl? What's your impression and your feelings when you see this?
It's kind of weird realizing how fast it's gone by, kind of. I think this is the third time we see a newer version of this documentary, and it still amazes me that we've done so much in this much time. What is it, 1.5 years? Barely. And this setup, it's only 1 year, so it's, it goes by fast, but it's amazing seeing what we've accomplished. And it's been so much fun.
True. Yay.
Yeah, you can see that we don't really know each other that well in the beginning. It's like, or we also don't know the situation, that there's so much going on and there's a camera and this is being caught on camera when you're looking tense or whatever. But like, I feel like, the more you go through the documentary, it captures the great times that we have and our friendship and how good we feel about it, I would say. Because it is really like that. And
Did you realize when you said yes to this job that what was going to happen to you, in a way?
No. No, I just thought that I'd sing a couple of songs.
Yeah.
I never realized that there were. I never realized that there was so much more behind the scenes, and I'm especially humbled and so amazed by the huge community that there is around the a cappella world. And now that's the biggest, most wonderful surprise. I think all of you guys out there. I love being with you as well. You're nice people, but there's something special about going to Turkey and meeting that wonderful choir. We went over there and we were in Germany, and that's humbling, and I never thought it would be like that. No. So no.
Yeah, and the way we have been welcomed by the community, although we are these new faces to them, it's amazing, especially like in countries around that we've been to. I mean, Germany, Switzerland. Now I said it right, I think. Yeah, and the festival, just gathering people from all over the world, where we were really getting to know the community. It's great.
Yeah, it's a fun community. There's another question here also about the repertoire, and it's if any of the ex-members are part of choosing the repertoire, or how that is, how you do that, how you do choose the repertoire. So I feel I'm not part of choosing any of your repertoire.
Last year, Anders helped us.
Yeah, that's right.
With the repertoire, and we rehearsed it, and now that you're not that involved,
and you nailed it.
Yeah, we
as well.
And now that you're not that involved, we're like writing own arrangements and stuff like that. And now when we're going to Canada, we have chosen the songs by ourselves. So I think it's us.
It's us,
yeah.
Leading the ship.
I might suggest something at some point.
There is a question from Dan Gregerman.
Yay, Dan!
Dan Gregerman from Chicago area. He arranged concert for us outside of Chicago a long time ago, and also his choir came to Sweden, and so we did things together. And Dan asks, will member of the original group write an arrangement of the new group? And Anders already did, and I would say yes, but I think also it's great to see the new ideas that come from the group, and I think that's probably more important than I write another arrangement for the regroup. But I'm not. So I think that's what I'm also looking forward to, a dialogue between like the veterans and the regroup 2.0, and see how that will become. You don't have. Sometimes people say that, we have to change. We have to try to change. That was never the case with this group, because change always happened naturally. You don't have to, right? It's like a river or something. I don't know.
But or it's like a river. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
You can't swim in the same river
Water.
twice.
No, you can't. But there's actually another question here from Susan Mayo, a friend of ours. Hello, Susan. Or maybe it's from Paul. It says Paul. Okay, anyway. Are there any of the Real Group repertoire songs where the new group feels that lyrics need to be updated? And that's something that I thought of, some songs. Have you done that yet? Yeah.
Yes, we kind of did. Updated a lyric.
Did we?
Well, kind of. Like the... Ett liv för mig.
Yeah.
A life for me in English.
Oh yeah.
We were thinking
a little bit.
Just a little bit. Could you explain it? I don't remember. I think it was you or you.
No, I think it was you. Yeah.
What's wrong with my lyrics? I need to know.
It's not wrong, but it was like
it's just new times.
A couple of like words that like we wanted to like
talk in the mic.
I think it's
sorry. No,
think,
you can explain.
Well, I don't know. I don't sing lyrics. I just sing boom, boom, boom. But I think it started with we're going to Canada so soon, like in next week, and we had Ett liv för mig, a life for me, and we sing it in Swedish, but not in English. And so Johannes said I could learn the English lyrics, and we can do a mashup between English and then switch to Swedish in when we all sing. And so, for your sake, we changed the words so you could more easily remember them. And
it wasn't that much.
Sorry.
But I remember changing in Commonly Unique. Originally, there was a line da 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 and CD reviews, and then I realized there's not wrong.
There are
So
no CD reviews.
so that was like music reviews, but then
So now it's music.
Reviews.
Yeah, instead of CD review.
Little things like that.
Yeah, we have a question from our friends from a cappella group Jazzation from Hungary, Gina and Katosz. Gina and Katosz are also part of my book team. On Monday, there is a book release webinar where we release something called Play It by Voice. Check that out also. But anyway, the question is, did you continue making music with your previous formations, your previous musical situations before the Real Group? Or did the Real Group become the one and only group now?
I mean, we have enough to do it 100% of our time, but some of us have done some projects aside of this. Joanne, especially, you've been very busy. Had like 100 concerts last year in total.
Yeah, but more like being freelancing as a singer.
Sure.
Kind of, yeah. And many projects. You as well.
Yeah.
He plays the trumpet also. Making a lot of jazz concerts.
True.
Yeah.
And I think that's also important. That's the same with the original lineup with the Real Group, that all of us had other things to do on the side that was inspiring and brought in other ideas. Because it easily became a very, very tight bubble with a cappella music thinking. So I think it's really vitalizing for you to open up doors to other styles of music. And also like collaborations like the one we mentioned with Ukrainian band Man Sound is also going to not only open up, of course, the musical doors, but also on a personal level and a cultural level, and of course with Ukraine, also on a humanitarian level, I would say. So.
How do the members feel
Kate's
about
music, isn't it, right?
surrendering? Yeah, Kate's music. How do the members feel about surrendering control to the new members? I feel great.
Yeah, I can totally confirm. You know, and it's not a coincidence that the three of us are in the couch, laid back and just resting with Milton in the dog. That's how we spend our time right now. And you're busy up on the stools and out touring, and already on Monday early morning you're packing your bags and going to Canada. And tomorrow there's a Sing with the Real Group session with Peter and you guys for the whole day with a lot of people just having a sing-along session with you. So I mean you don't have any days off. That's how my life has been for 37 years. So now it's your turn.
It's I mean the downside of trying to assume control. First of all, that things are actually difficult to control, and in the reality, and also it's a lot of responsibility. So we are just grateful that there are singers who come, and I mean I don't have to go to Canada next week. Not that I don't love Canada, but I'm not so fond of jet lag, and and so it's fantastic that there are singers of this and these fantastic people who are creating something new with an existing concept.
Yeah, and that's actually a question about that. How did the founding members choose the new members? I wonder about the process of selecting them. And actually, yeah, it was during the pandemic, and it was Anders and I, we live closely together, so we decided that for that reason it would be also easy for us to collaborate on how to do this, because we actually asked people to send in audio clips and also video clips because people couldn't meet. And I had this Excel sheet with all the people. There was actually a lot of people that applied, so many good singers. And it was a lot to understand how we were going to do that process. But we kind of quickly found a few people that we thought this we have to really check these people out. And it was, without getting too much into it was a long process, I can tell you. and without getting into it too much, after some time we had 5 singers. So we decided to meet. And then it was like, can you come to this cafe and sit 2 meters away from us pretty much and start talking. And you also had a few sessions in the studio.
Recording sessions,
yes. With one person at the time at some distance. So, and then we decided that let's let's see if this is going to work.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, as you could see in the movie, the first step was to, for me and Katarina to tour with Axel and Danielle and Clara before we were replaced by Joanne and Johannes. So there was like a two-step situation, which was, I think it was very valuable to do it that way. But also the greatest problem was, of course, the pandemic in order to make these things. We didn't even know if we were going to have any concerts with anybody, anywhere.
So we were pretty surprised that so many actually auditioned for a group that we didn't know if it could work at all. So it was a lot of hope, and a lot of risk taking and taking a lot of chances and just going with a gut feeling that this feels really good. I mean, they can sing like crazy, we know that, but how is this going to work as a group? Because that is a totally different, or not totally, but it's quite a different situation. And to just trust that, it seems like these people would like each other.
I have this sweet memory from the first time you met at my apartment. We had a little celebration party and you entered one at a time through the door, and it felt like the first episode of some kind of reality show. These people are going to spend time in this house together, and we're going to watch it on TV, and politely saying hello to each other. That was
it was the whole thing was fantastic. From my point of view, it was impossible to have more than the two of Anders and Katarina to really go deep into the audition process, because it was such a complex thing. But so I just got like the result. Here are the 5 singers, and I got audio files. And when I listened to that, it was like, and it's like I could. I think I could hear what you heard, but I didn't have to go through the whole process of listening to all of these different people. But it was, my feeling was that it was totally clear, this is going to be great. But then, of course, but then it was hilariously special, this thing you're talking about. It's like the first time they met was after they got the gig. And that, I don't think that ever happened before in the history of vocal groups. So we also we moved away to one side of the table so that the 5 of them would sit together. And
it was a little like a Spice Girls feeling,
like an arranged polyamorous marriage.
Maybe you want to comment on that.
I just remember like you and I sweating because there was such spicy food. It wasn't chili con carne, but almost.
I had too much chili in the
there was a lot of chili, but just trying to get to know each other. And then the former sound engineer Linnea arrived and like, so what was it that you said? It was like this asking everyone to
interrogating.
Why did you say yes to this job? I want to know. Okay, go.
And it felt like a TV interview or something like that. It was funny.
And you're pointing out something important, that the people around the Real Group, there's quite a big team of people working with the business and the artistic side. And I would say one main reason why you had over 70 concerts during 2022 was actually Anton Forsberg, who was producing this. He couldn't be here today. But we're super grateful to Anton, and we're sending our hugs to you wherever you are, somewhere busy doing something else. So, and I think that's important to remember. Of course, the audience will meet you on stage or in the video, but there is a lot of support around you. And we have Carl and Johan Andersson here taking care of the camera, and we have Sanna behind the sound and so on. And of course, we have Milton here. As an totally unpaid staff, obviously. So, so guys, did they pop in any more questions here?
There was a question about how we go about learning new arrangements, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was something about rehearsal tracks and stuff like that. But I think it's everyone's such a good reader of sheet music, so So like with new arrangements that we write, we like update them like every time we meet each other. It's like, oh, I have a new, it's like 2.7 now. Then everyone just reads it, which is great.
That's good that we have iPads actually.
Yes.
Otherwise we would have wasted like a whole tree every week.
Yeah. So usually everyone's just reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Using Sibelius a lot.
Yeah.
I guess.
As well.
It's always a good tool to kind of be able to mix what you hear. If you want to learn only your part, you can remove the rest, or remove yourself and hear the rest, and sing to the MIDI file. It's not that fun, but it can be a good way to kind of get it into your head. Yeah.
There is a question about the remaining two original members, Anders Hjelkeus and Margareta Bengtsson, and how they are doing. Both are doing great. They do more instrumental music, both of them. Anders Hjelkeus plays a lot of organ, and Margareta sings a lot with jazz groups. And
plays the harp.
And plays the harp. We meet them from time to time, and you know, life goes on with music. There is no end station. We will, you know, and this is also reflected on where we come from. All of us play the musical instruments. So and that's also something that we see in this group, that it's not necessarily a boundary between singing and playing. Is it time to wrap up somehow?
Maybe this is. Thank you everybody for participating. The Real Group will sing another 2 songs before each of you back home can continue with your Saturday. Maybe Saturday's over already at the eastern part of the hemisphere. But thanks a lot for joining this live stream and watching the documentary by Carl Eneroth. So the Real Group, stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for participating in this live stream. Thank you for the comments and your curiosity. And I would say we're gonna finish with 2 songs, and the first one is a collective favorite perhaps regarding favorite songs from the Real Group, and it's called Bumblebee.
From flower to flower, hour after hour, be humble, They all say you can't fly, but tiny wings still take you high. Be humble, bumblebee. Whoa, yeah. Be humble, bumblebee. Whoa.
I heard you can't fly.
you're such a star, man.
Sixth member.
Yeah.
Sixth member. Okay. Let's wrap it up with one last song. It is actually... Oh, they're making out. Oh gosh, Milton, you're so cute. So adorable. Yeah, the last song we're going to sing is actually an original song composed by the one and only Axel Bernson. Yes, and this is the newest contribution exactly to the repertoire, and it is a song that I first heard of back in 2019. Something like that at a jazz concert where you played the trumpet, and I heard the song at your concert, and you were playing this theme with a tenor saxophone, I think, exactly. And you can continue the.
No, it's sort of the similar story actually from I heard from Peder and Katarina, because someone wrote a song and the other one said, you need to make this into an a cappella arrangement. And the first one says, no, it can't be done. It's not really made for a cappella. And then the first one still pushes and pushes. And after a while, you get the arrangement out and maybe it works, actually.
It's an alto thing, I think.
Yeah, it's an alto baritone thing.
Alto baritone thing.
Yes. So yeah, it doesn't have a name yet, and someone asked before about the gear we use, and this song uses actually perhaps my favorite piece of a cappella gear, the raw brass B5 Hub Van Laar trumpet, which I snuck in there, and no one could say no. I traitor. So without further ado, let's try it out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. you for joining.
Have a good day.
I 5 takt. Oftast.